Jeff Passan calls Kyle Tucker a top 10 everyday player in the league. And guess what? The Cubs got him. They finally made a big offseason move this winter as they looked up and saw that the NL Central was once again wide open. You got the Brewers losing two top players this winter. You got the Cards rebuilding. They're about to lose Ariando. And the Pirates are not ready yet, even with their Rookie of the Year pitcher. The Reds did bring in future Hall of Fame manager Terry Francona, but all of us as Cub fans know that bringing in a top manager in the offseason cannot be the only big thing you do in the winter. Back to Kyle Tucker. He brings a legit glove to right field. And if you know me, if you talk baseball with me, you talk Cubs baseball with me, you know one of my pet peeves, one of my biggest issues with this team the last couple of years has been the glove in right field. Seiya Suzuki has blown it too many times at right field with his leather. We needed an upgrade in defense in that corner immediately if we want to even begin to think about contending. But that's not all that he brings. He brings a bat from the left-handed side of the plate, a bat that constantly puts the ball into play, something this team, again, desperately needs. And he has a great eye for pitches. Before he got hurt last year, he had more walks than strikeouts, something that you hardly ever see in this era of uppercut swings and swinging for the fences every time up to the plate. He was on an MVP trajectory last season before he got hurt. Probably wouldn't have won it because he was playing in the same league as Aaron Judge. Who knows what would have happened if he stayed healthy the last 2.5, 3 months of the season. If he's healthy, and I have no reason to believe that that shin injury he had last season will continue to be an issue. I have no reason to believe that. I expect him to be healthy day one. And if he's healthy day one, you can pencil him in for 30 home runs, 100-ish RBIs, and about 30 stolen bases. He's not a speedster. He's not an overpowering athlete, but he does steal bases, and he does it at a fairly consistent and above average clip, which is, again, something we can use with the Cubs. We need guys who can get on base, pressure on the opposing pitcher, and move guys around or move themselves around the diamond. He is a win. This is a win for the Jed Hoyer era as general manager of the Chicago Cubs. In the deal with the Houston Astros, the Cubs traded away Hayden Wesneski, Isaac Paredes, and Cam Smith, who was a very highly touted prospect down in the minors for the Cubs. Not my opinion on the trade. I think the Cubs had to do the trade, right? I know some people are thinking that, oh, you know what? We gave up on Cam Smith too early. He's going to end up like Jorge Soler or some of the other prospects that we had in our minor league system that went on to be good to great major league players. You can't think that way. You can't think that way. The reason why we had that big sell-off in 2021 is for moments like this. You stock up the farm system so you can take big swings when it's your time to win now. And that's exactly what this is. This is a major swing for the fences for the Jed Hoyer regime. Hayden Wesneski, we got him in 2021 in the deal with the New York Yankees. His time with the Cubs has not been what we imagined it to be. Hopefully he can regain some of that pop that he was supposed to have when we acquired him back in 2021. But on the north side of Chicago, it just wasn't happening. When he wasn't hurt, he was mostly ineffective. I don't see that as a major loss. As for Isaac Paredes, now this one is a little bit more complicated. Isaac Paredes, he could have been a good player for the Cubs. This one might be the one that stings. He might go down to Houston and be an all-star for that club. The thing is, him playing at Wrigley, it was never going to materialize in that fashion. He's a pull hitter. You can go look at the spray charts if you don't believe me. He is always pulling it to left field. And if you know Wrigley, like most know Wrigley, 353 to the left, that's a very daunting task to ask a pull hitter to always pull it, get it to 360 feet, swing in and swing out. So wishing all the best. I like what the Cubs did here. We sent 3 guys, 2 of them which one we couldn't use. Another one who was a little underwhelming, and another one that was a prospect. And we got back at a perennial all-star. I like that move for the Cubs. But why now? Why now? Why did Jed feel the need to do this now? Earlier in this offseason, Jed had said, when questioned why wasn't he in on the Juan Soto stuff, he said that, and I'm going to quote him, "There's nothing that precludes us from being involved in those players. Organizationally, we decided not to pursue that one, but it doesn't mean in the future we won't." Jed, Cubs fans have been waiting for this team to spend money like a big market team ever since you took over the reins, ever since tore the team down in 2021. There was a wonder, like, the Ricketts organization was being cheap. You was acting like a team that's owned by Jerry Reinsdorf. We can't have that. Cub fans were waiting for this to happen, and he finally pulled a move to get a top talent player. Not one from Japan, one that's homegrown that we've seen have success in this league. Also, and I don't think I'm ruffling any feathers or saying something that's a shock to anybody. Jed's job is on the line. After two years of missing the playoffs where we should have made the playoffs, Jed had to do something. Jed had to do something because he put this team together, and they kept coming up short. His job's on the line. He has to swing for the fences now. If it doesn't work out, at least you tried. But the stuff he was doing beforehand, that couldn't be your legacy. You have to try to win. And like I said earlier, there's blood in the water in the NL Central. The Brewers, they're coming back to the field. The Cardinals, they're coming back to the field. The Reds, I don't know if they're ready yet. The Pirates, they're certainly not ready yet. This is a strike now. Strike while the iron's hot. Also, regarding with this, the Astros, they were probably eager to move off of Kyle Tucker because he'll be a free agent soon. And that's good for the Cubs. And I'm going to tell you why. That puts more pressure on Jed to not sleep on his laurels just with this move. This ain't enough. You can't go into Mesa with just what you have now. You had to still make some moves because the Cubs could have made the playoffs last year if it wasn't for the god-awful bullpen. The team blew 25 leads seventh inning or later, 18 of which were blown saves. The Cubs won 83 games. If they convert half of those 18 blown saves, they are a 90-plus win ball club, and they're assuredly in the playoffs. Probably win around. That's with the talent that was on that team. There was no reason why that team shouldn't have been in the playoffs. The year before, we was in Atlanta, and our playoff chances ended with an error from the glove of Seiya Suzuki in right field. I'll never forget it. So things like this, we have to shore up. We cannot keep banging our head on the wall and wondering why we're not breaking through. Definition of insanity, right? So that's why this move is a great move. We're going to shore up a few things where we were god-awful at. But again, going right back to my original point, this move is good. This move is great. And because Kyle Tucker is an impending free agent, he's going to ball out. And it also makes Jed Hoyer ball out some more. You got to fix that bullpen. This move is great. Unless you fix the bullpen, none of it matters. There's rumors that Bellinger is going to be traded sometime soon. As I'm recording this, he hasn't been traded yet. Same thing with Nico Horner. There's still a lot of players available. The Cubs still have a lot of money to spend. Let's hope that we continue this hot streak right now. We ride this wave of getting Kyle Tucker, and some of those big name players come look at the Cubs. With that being said, I like this move for the Cubs. We finally have a great left-handed hitter. We haven't had one since we traded Rizzo off. Championships are won with great left-handed bats. And we got to start somewhere. So let's start right there. Go Cubs, go. Thanks for listening to this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And all my homies from Chicago, we say three things: bear down, go Cubs, go, and sell the team, Jerry.